My name is Muhammad Hafizullah bin Oslan. Today, I will present my assignment for industrial hygiene. My topic is hazard evaluation, exposure assessment, and measurement process in the construction industry, focusing on silica dust exposure. And today, I will explore and I will explain all of you guys about this slide. Okay, introduction. The construction industry involves activities such as building, renovation, and demolition. In this industry, workers are exposed to various hazards including dust, noise, heat, and chemical. Industrial hygiene is important because it helps us identify, evaluate, and control these hazards to protect workers' health. In this presentation, I will focus on one major hazard, which is respirable silica dust. Industry hazard, respirable dust or silica dust. One of the common industrial hygiene hazards in construction is respirable silicylene silica dust. This dust is produced during activities such as cutting concrete, drilling, grinding, and demolition work. These particles are very fine and can enter deep into the lung when inhaled. This fine particle can enter to the lung, effect on health, silicosis, lung disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and lung cancer. Okay, next slide number 4. Exposure assessment. How exposure occurs? There are a few things like mainly through inhalation of airborne dust particle. The risk to the workers, construction workers, concrete cutter, driller, and machine operator or demolition workers. And type of exposure assessment. Exposure to silica dust can cause really serious health problems. Firstly, it can lead to silicosis, which is permanent lung disease. Secondly, it may cause chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or COPD. In severe cases, it also can lead to lung cancer. Therefore, controlling this hazard is very important. And firstly, qualitative assessment is a basic method used to evaluate hazard without measurement. This includes walkthrough survey at the workplace, observing dusty activities and using checklists. For example, we can check if workers are using PPE or not, if there is proper ventilation, or check the ventilation condition. And second, quantitative assessment. Quantitative assessment involves actual measurement of exposure level. This is done using air sampling equipment to measure the concentration of dust in the air. It provides more accurate data compared to qualitative method. Okay, slide number 6. Measurement process, measurement equipment. To measure the dust exposure, several instruments are used. These include personal dust sampler, air sampling pump, filter cassette, and real-time dust monitor. This tool helps us determine the amount of dust our worker is exposed to. And step-by-step measurement procedure. Measurement process involves several steps. First, the sampling pump is attached to the workers. Second, the filter cassette is placed in the breathing zone. Third, the pump is calibrated before use. Then the sampling is conducted during the workers' hours, usually for 8 hours. After that, the After that, the collected sample is sent to the laboratory for analysis. Finally, the result sample is sent to the laboratory for analysis. Finally, the results are recorded and evaluated. The measured results are compared with the exposure standard. Example include OSHA permissible exposure limit and SCGIH threshold limit value. For silica dust, the recommended limit is about 0.0025 mg per cubic meter. If the exposure exceeds this limit, control measure must be taken. And last, our conclusion. Silica dust is a very serious hazard in the construction industry. Proper exposure assessment, both qualitative and quantitative, is important to evaluate the risk. Accurate measurement ensure compliance with safety standards. Employers must implement control measures such as wet method, proper ventilation, and use of PPE like respirator. This will help protect workers for a long-term health problem. And that's all for me. And thank you, everyone.